Hello everybody and welcome to another video tutorial. Now for this week's video tutorial, you guys voted and you guys chose the Guecubu evil spirit. So this is a South American creature of mythology, and essentially this creature was essentially supposed to in the future decimate the populace with a great flood. So I wanted to actually show this creature in the act of actually decimating or beginning the stages of the flood. So this is obviously an evil spirit that likes to essentially harm people. So it's important in the character, as I'm working on it, to really tie in some of the elements. Now, I looked at some reference material for essentially the more traditional garments that would have been worn in that populace, just to give me a starting point for some of the structure and most of the clothing elements I was actually going to include on this creature, because I do try to actually tie it into the local groups where these mythologies normally come from. So he has a traditional sash, more of the colorful clothing elements that are more used today for celebrations. Like, people don't generally wear these clothing anymore, although the colors are still very vivid that are used. So right now I'm working on the structure, and I've actually separated out the character itself and also the water elements. So they're on a separate layer and also in a separate group, so that I can turn them on and off easily as I'm working on the background, because I do want to fully flesh out the background in this piece, and the best way to do that is to do it on a separate layer so that I'm not worried about continuously trying to figure out the structure that's underneath the character. So I had two options while working on this image. I could have either fully fleshed out the background, which didn't make too much sense for me because you have to worry about a lot of the posing elements for the character and how they relate to the overall background. Or I could put them into separate layers, which I did. So right now I have about, most of this was actually done with 3 layers for the actual character. So there's very few layers that I actually ended up using as I was digitally painting this character. Mainly because I was just rendering it out. It didn't require too much in the way of layers, darkened layers or anything like that. Now the background and some of the wave elements, however, did require a bit more fine-tuning just to get those darker colors, those sharper colors. Some of it is easier to achieve with color burn layers and those such layer options. Right now I'm just working on the motif on the clothing, and I'm tying in those colors into the rest of the sash to make it very prevalent that it's part of the same clothing elements. So, as with the traditional dress and garments, I did want to have all those really nice sharp colors, and I wanted to have also some of the feather elements that are sometimes present in today's parades in that area. So what you'll see later on is in the final image I've darkened some of the elements, and the reason why I've done that is I wanted to just add proper shadows in certain areas so that the character melded a bit more with the actual backgrounds. So with the waves, I ended up using a combination of about 2 different brushes. So I used my smoke brush, which it's really good for essentially creating the actual white crescents of the waves. And I also used the same brush that I'm actually using for the actual background. So it's a new brush that I've developed just recently, and I'm just having fun playing with it essentially. And I actually made this brush during a live stream. So if you want to know how I actually made the brush, please feel free to actually check out my live stream events. It's while I was, I believe, working on the helmet design. So I'm just working on the mountains. And I'm going in again with another pass of the smoke brush just to give some final elements to those waves. I'm just working on the platform now. So this is a very exaggerated perspective for this character, but it does help emphasize how the people below him are going to be affected by this tidal wave when it comes. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you guys soon. So thank you and take care.